My name is Meg Armisen. I'm the sophomore class representative for the Student Senate.
And I'm Aaron Rutz. I'm the chair of the Student Activities Fee Committee.
We're making this video to know more about the AFC. So Aaron, why don't you tell us, what is the AFC?
Well, like I said, it stands for the Activities Fee Committee, and so it's a group of students who has the entire student activities budget, which is $250,000, and we essentially allocate it to all of the different clubs that apply for money on campus.
How do you become a member of the AFC?
Well, it's changed a little bit in recent years, but in the last couple of years, it's mostly been through the Student Senate has had people either in their own ranks or people who have applied through the Senate, and then the Senate then approves people's nominations. And so if you're in the AFC, you serve for 2 years, and it's usually your junior and your senior year that you'll do it. And then when you're a part of the committee, you just meet for the fall for hearings, and then the big one is in the spring for the next school year.
So Aaron, what are the steps to apply for funding?
Well, you start by meeting with your club. I mean, that's always going to be the first step, and you want to work with the officers of your club and thinking about what funding you've needed in past years and what you're looking towards. And then at that, we send out to the presidents of all the clubs I guess a survey monkey sheet with a variety of information. You know, essentially just asking why and what you're asking for from the AFC. And so that's the first step. And then after that, once you've submitted your application, you come into the BC and sign up for a short 10-minute slot to speak with the AFC, where we'll just sort of ask general questions and specific questions about the different budget requests going on. And so then after that, it's a pretty quick turnaround. The AFC deliberates and then gives the money. So it's pretty straightforward.
How does the AFC decide who to give money to?
Well, it's a kind of complex process because there's so many different factors that go into it. One of the biggest issues that we have is that there's so much precedent for certain groups. For instance, the crew team and the rugby team, they're both club sports, and so they're completely funded by us, and so they often end up having a large funding. I mean, the yearbook too has had a history of getting a lot of funding as well, and so sometimes history is actually an incredibly important thing. So, you know, the spot, they're a big fund, and so but it comes down a lot to how the presentations go. And I mean what the group leaders say that matters a lot, because we're looking for people who are organized and have a very clear sense of what they actually need to spend. Because I mean, all of the time you get groups that will come in and just have a very vague notion of we'd like $2,000, and it's like, well, but for what? And so groups that are very good at itemizing and even having a good sense before they come in of exactly what different programs will cost and why, that's very attractive to us, and they're much more likely to get funding.
Is there anything else you think that students need to know about the AFC?
Sure, a couple of things. The first one is, keep in mind a lot of clubs will come in requesting $10,000 when they need $2,000, and that actually, people think that, well, at least they'll get the $2,000 they need, but that's actually not true, because at the AFC we kind of have a good sense of the history of your club and what kind of realities you have, so it's much more practical and honest to be, really, to just ask for what you're going to request, because very often we like to just be able to give out a very straightforward amount of money. The other thing to keep in mind in just the general AFC process is that new clubs are always emerging on campus, and so even though we only have a couple of times in the year for funding, people are still able to get money at any time during the year through special requests. So if you're a new club, you can just talk to Bobby Luffman or one of the members of the AFC, and one of us can help you with getting the budget started. And when it's never as though the AFC money is the only money in all of campus that you can use. And that's another important thing to keep in mind, because if you can think about the different places where your money will come from beyond just our pool of money, that can also help your proposal with us, because that way we're seeing there's a very clear engagement with the different kind of pools that you can get access to as Sewanee.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Aaron, and thank you all for tuning in to our student government video. Hope this cleared up some of the issues about AFC funding, and please tune in for more videos.